Eric Fleming, born Edward Hetty Jr. on July 4, 1925, in Santa Paula, California, lived a life marked by hardship, resilience, and eventual fame. His early years were turbulent, shaped by a violent home environment and personal struggle. Enduring an abusive father and an unstable household, Fleming's childhood was far from idyllic. At just 8 years old, he ran away from home, surviving on the streets of Los Angeles. He took whatever work he could find, from shining shoes to laboring in markets, navigating a life of precarious independence. These early experiences, fraught with danger and deprivation, forced him into gangs and brushes with the law. A severe gun accident that disfigured his face became a turning point. After reconstructive surgery, Fleming reflected on his life and began seeking a path of discipline and purpose, ultimately setting the stage for his extraordinary career in Hollywood and his later fame as a television Western star. Early struggles and transformation. Fleming's formative years were defined by hardship and survival instincts. Living on the streets, he developed resilience, resourcefulness, and a keen sense of self-preservation. The violent home he fled and his involvement with gangs exposed him to the harsh realities of life early on. Yet, a gun accident in his youth, which left his face severely injured, forced him to confront mortality and the fragility of existence. Multiple reconstructive surgeries followed, one of which temporarily left him disfigured. This period of suffering sparked a personal metamorphosis. Recognizing the need to redirect his energy towards something constructive, Fleming sought a life of discipline. He joined the U.S. Navy during World War II, serving in the South Pacific. Military life instilled values that would shape his character and acting: resilience, camaraderie, and a code of honor. By the time he returned to civilian life, Fleming had the focus and determination that would propel him toward Hollywood's spotlight. Entry into Hollywood. After his honorable discharge from the Navy, Fleming returned to California, determined to carve out a meaningful life. He initially worked as a laborer at Paramount Studios, where his rugged features and quiet intensity caught the attention of casting agents. Recognizing his potential, he began taking acting lessons, studying under respected coaches who honed his craft. During the 1950s, Fleming secured small roles in television and film, including appearances in shows such as Bonanza, The Silent Service, and Studio One. These early parts were modest, but they laid the foundation for his eventual breakthrough. Fleming's commanding presence, authenticity, and dedication to his craft set him apart from his contemporaries. Each role, no matter how minor, helped him build a reputation as a reliable and serious actor. This persistence and professionalism positioned him to take on a defining role that would cement his place in television history. Rawhide and stardom. Fleming's career reached its pinnacle with the CBS television series Rawhide, which aired from 1959 to 1965. Playing Gil Favor, the principled and stoic trail boss, Fleming became a household name. His portrayal brought depth, gravitas, and quiet authority to the series, anchoring the show's narrative and guiding the ensemble cast. Rawhide not only depicted the challenges of life on the frontier, but also explored moral and social dilemmas relevant to contemporary audiences. Fleming's performance contrasted sharply with a young Clint Eastwood, who played the brash cowboy Rowdy Yates. Their on-screen chemistry, Fleming's measured authority against Eastwood's impulsive energy, created a dynamic tension that became a signature of the series. Under Fleming's leadership, Rawhide thrived, becoming one of television's most successful westerns. The show elevated his status and left a lasting impact on the genre, cementing his legacy as one of the era's definitive television stars. Behind-the-scenes challenges. Despite the show's success, Fleming's time on Rawhide was not without difficulty. In 1965, a major upheaval occurred when executive producer Ben Brady, newly assigned to revitalize the show, made sweeping cast changes. Fleming, along with several long-standing cast members, was dismissed. Among those let go were Sheb Woolley, trail scout Pete Nolan, James Murdoch, camp cook assistant Mushy, Robert Cabal, wrangler Hey Jesus, and Rocky Shahan, wrangler Joe Scarlett. These dismissals shocked fans and disrupted the established dynamics that had made the series popular. The decision reflected broader industry pressures, declining ratings, the desire to inject fresh energy into long-running shows, and a sometimes ruthless approach to television production. For Fleming, the dismissal was both a professional and personal blow. ending a defining chapter of his career. Yet he remained determined to pursue new roles, seeking projects that would challenge him and expand his range beyond the Western genre. High Jungle and the Final Adventure. In 1966, Fleming embarked on what would become his final project, High Jungle, a two-part television movie pilot intended to showcase him in a more adventurous role. Filmed in Peru's remote Huallaga River region, the production promised exotic locations and high drama. However, conditions were harsh and perilous. Safety measures were inadequate, the canoe used for river scenes was unstable, life vests were absent, and the stunt coordination was insufficient. Fleming reportedly expressed concern about the river's unpredictable currents and voiced doubts about the scene's safety. Despite these warnings, the production pushed forward, driven by budget constraints and schedule pressures. The demanding environment, intense heat, humidity, and fatigue, placed extreme physical stress on Fleming. Unbeknownst to the crew, these conditions, combined with poor planning, would lead to a tragic accident that abruptly ended his life. The tragic accident, on September 28, 1966. Fleming and co-star Nico Minardos filmed a canoe scene on the Huallaga River. While Minardos managed to reach shore, Fleming was swept into the river's fast-moving currents. His body was found 3 days later, downstream, with signs of severe trauma inconsistent with simple drowning. Underwater rocks had inflicted head injuries, revealing a death far more violent and preventable than initially reported. Newly uncovered production memos and diplomatic cables indicate that safety concerns had been ignored. Multiple takes were forced, despite Fleming's exhaustion, and supervision during the scene was insufficient. The resulting tragedy highlighted not only the dangers of on-location filming, but also a systemic failure on the part of the production team to prioritize the well-being of its lead actor. Fleming's death, while officially deemed accidental, now emerges as a chilling example of negligence in the entertainment industry. Aftermath and industry response. Following Fleming's death, the High Jungle production was abruptly terminated. MGM chose not to complete or release the pilot, largely out of respect for the actor and due to the tragic circumstances. ABC and the filmmakers worked quickly to control the narrative, emphasizing accidental drowning while downplaying safety failures. Media coverage was limited, and surviving crew members were discouraged from speaking publicly. The incident left a profound mark on the entertainment community, highlighting the dangers actors faced during an era when on-location safety standards were minimal compared to today. Colleagues and fans mourned Fleming's untimely passing. He had been engaged to Lynn Garber, who lost her fiancé at the height of his fame. The loss resonated deeply, a reminder of the human cost behind the glamour of Hollywood stardom. Legacy and reflection. Eric Fleming's life and career were defined by resilience, courage, and a pursuit of excellence. From a childhood marked by violence and poverty to the heights of television fame, he overcame adversity at every stage. Rawhide showcased his talent, leadership, and authenticity, while his final project demonstrated his willingness to take risks and explore new artistic horizons. The circumstances of his death cast a shadow over his legacy, revealing the hidden dangers behind on-screen heroics. Yet, despite the tragedy, Fleming is remembered for his commanding presence, integrity, and the indelible mark he left on television history. His story serves as both inspiration and caution, a testament to human perseverance and a stark reminder of the responsibilities that come with creative production. Conclusion: a life remembered. Eric Fleming's journey from a troubled childhood to Hollywood stardom reflects a life of remarkable resilience and talent. His death in Peru, once shrouded in mystery, now reveals the full extent of professional oversight and preventable tragedy. Fleming's portrayal of Gil Favor remains iconic, embodying strength, moral conviction, and leadership. Beyond the screen, his life story reminds us that the pursuit of artistic excellence often carries hidden risks, particularly in a world that sometimes values results over human safety. Today, fans remember Fleming not only for his performances, but also for the courage, determination, and integrity that shaped his life. Though his time was cut tragically short, his legacy endures, inspiring admiration and reflection on the costs and rewards of a life lived fully, both on and off the screen.